Good afternoon. I'd like to thank Shri Madhavji and India Foundation team for giving me this opportunity, India Foundation family for giving me this opportunity to be here today. The way I would like to structure the next 1 hour would be that I'll cover 15 minutes and each of us will have 15 minutes of opening remarks, and then we'll open the floor for discussion. The way I would approach soft power is from an economic point of view and not from an emotional or entertainment point of view. Imagine a situation. I was recently in California attending an executive program in Singularity University. And there was a session going on and there was a booth there, a meditation booth. And I went into the booth and they put a headset around me. 15 minutes of meditation. Doing this, you're meditating, and then you're going and buying some health products called Aveda, which is entirely based on Ayurveda. And then you go home and the doctor says that, look, bacteria is, the whole ecosystem is bacteria, and you must have kombucha every day. So you have your gut shots or you have your kombucha. And then you switch on the TV and then Quantico comes, and sure enough, Priyanka Chopra is there. And then you change the channels, and then Golden Globe Awards come, and then you see again Priyanka Chopra announcing the awards. So you actually see the impact of soft power across different verticals. If you speak to any entrepreneur in Palo Alto, he will tell you that he is just we will quickly go listen to Vedic mantras and go back to work. This is the kind culture is in all this, you would see that India would stand out as a clear tick in the soft power or culture power in the matrix. So when I look at culture and say culture is economics and use culture to become an economic superpower, I mean that we look at the value chain of culture. If it's a performance, what goes behind that performance? If it is a retreat, what goes behind that retreat? If it's a product, Ayurveda product, what goes behind it? Everything is about economics. And we need to look at how do we harness that economic activity. Now, I had come across a business plan made by McKinsey 20 years ago on software. And prepare a matrix and say, each of these verticals, what is my position? Where do I stand in each of these cities? Where do I stand insofar as cuisine is concerned in Adelaide? How many restaurants are there? How many more restaurants can be there? Where do I stand in terms of handicrafts in Palo Alto? So if you think about it in that way, then you will have a snapshot of what exactly is our position in actionable, measurable way. Where do we stand across these verticals, across this globe, across these 50 cities in the globe? Once we have that, imagine that you're entering in the Ministry of External Affairs and there's a special room which is full of monitors, and actually monitoring all these 50 cities, you have a map and you have a presence which is, infographics and GIS monitored, and you say that, okay, here, there's one more yoga studio opened today, and then you immediately outfit, including a pakoda selling a truck outside of Wall Street. Now he wants to sell pakodas in Wall Street, and he wants financing. So he can go to Citibank, and who has a tie-up with he can go to Citibank. Can you hear me? Yeah. So he can go to Citibank and get a refinancing done, and Mudra Global would actually finance Citibank. So just imagine that as a concept, And look at all the entrepreneurs that can be financed globally, because they're also our constituency. When they are the distribution or they are selling Indian culture overseas. Look at a fund. Look at a soft power fund. In fact, my colleague is in order for us to look at using culture to become an economic power. Way, in the actual cultural aspects of the soft power. But I'm more focused on the economic aspect. It is indeed no other, if you look at China, for example, or if you look at any other country, there's no other country which is really, I would say there's an attempt, we have seen certain attempts made, trying to push through institutes and push through other methods. But as we know, ultimately in the game between push and pull, ultimately the pull will win. The push is only to kickstart. Ultimately the demand has to come from the consumer. In my opinion, the world is waiting for consuming our culture. It's already consuming our culture. And it would be advisable for us to look at soft power